I have to accept that not every country has the same level of excellent education and information available, with a lot of literature to read and many scientists working on the subject. For whatever reason, that kind of knowledge doesn't really seem to spread out of Germany. I'm gonna crash out a little bit. I've decided that after doing YouTube for as many years as I have and having an online presence for as long as I've had, that I am allotting myself an occasional crash out video, and that is what today kind of is. If you don't want to hear me crash out a little bit, maybe this video is not for you, but before you leave, I do want to show you something, so just hold on. We had a molt in the house, and it was literally my favorite tarantula. It's Helena, and she looks so good. She didn't just molt. She molted about a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, but she hasn't eaten yet, and I wanted to go ahead and give her her first meal on camera. Given that she just molted, honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to giving her something more protein rich, like a frozen thawed mouse. I'm not gonna do that right now, but in this instance, this is one of those times that I would consider it because her size is quite large. But if you look at her abdomen, even though she just molted, her abdomen isn't super teeny tiny. So I think a couple crickets will be enough for her. Oh, it got away. Yay. Oh, I wish I had some like really big hornworms right now. That'd be cool. Oh, what is going on with her? She's so slow today. There we go. Oh yeah. I'm gonna leave it at that for now, but I will definitely get her some big dubio roaches. I think that'll probably be a really good post-molt snack. But yeah, she is looking so gorgeous. I'm obsessed with her. Look how shiny she is. And we're getting a happy dance. I love the happy dance. The happy dance is awesome. So somebody left like this absolute like long thing on my video a while ago, like criticizing like everything I'm doing, and it was just like really long, so it caught my attention and I read through the whole thing. So when somebody comments on my YouTube, I can also like click their name and see their past comments, and so I clicked their name and I saw that they have left me like multiple paragraphs criticizing me, and basically like I guess they're German, and they are basically claiming that in Germany I'd be hella canceled. I don't even know what video this was on, but they said, WTF, your terrariums aren't really suitable because the ones you open from the top are not escape proof. A Parabana, Blondie can open these easily. Instead, you should use a full glass enclosure with vertical sliding front panel that's heavy enough. I actually have a video of Zelda a long time ago with her fang trying to bend her way out of a tarantula cribs. Maybe they're not familiar with the enclosures that I use, but these things are, I'm telling you right now, it takes some muscle to open these. This is not like an easy, like you can just push this open kind of enclosure for sure. Like, are there some plastic or acrylic ones that it could happen? Yes, but I work with tarantula cribs. We design these to be extremely secure. The acrylic is warp resistant, scratch resistant. The magnets are rust resistant now, and they are extremely powerful. You feed mice to your spiders. Okay, they are dead, at least that, but it's still not healthy because it's a massive protein overload. Feeding a mouse to a tarantula is basically like a human eating a 3-foot tall bucket of popcorn in one go. Like, I have said this so many times, I will feed frozen thawed mice very occasionally to some of my larger inverts. And yes, it's a lot of protein. That's precisely why I do it, is in the event that they molt or they're thin and I'm like feeding them crickets, I'm feeding them roaches, I'm feeding them hornworms, and they're not gaining mass. Throwing a frozen mouse to a spider like that, there's nothing wrong with it. And it's also a very common thing that they would forage for in nature. It is a natural part of their diet. Should it be an everyday or a regular meal that they eat? No. And I've never said that. There used to be a myth that this would cause possibly impaction or that all the calcium would hurt them. That was a myth. You seem to not be very confident in handling your spiders. Your tips for handling them are only suited to non-aggressive spiders. Want to see you brush a Blondie. If you have to grab a spider, you take a spoon, press between the second and third pair of legs. So they're talking about pinch grabbing. I do pinch grab. There's nothing wrong with the pinch grab method, and if I was going to handle a more defensive spider, like that might be the way that I do it. Yeah, I don't hold my defensive spiders because they're defensive and they're skittish and I don't want them to fall. If I am going to handle a tarantula, I'm going to pick a species that will tolerate it. I don't know what is controversial about that. There's far less of a risk of injury to your spider, to you or anybody, if you pick up an Aphonopelma chalcodes generally, or a Grammostola pulchripes or pulchra, they're gonna be more slow, they're gonna be more tolerable, they're gonna be a lot less defensive. So of course, when I handle a spider, it's going to be a species or a specific one in my room that will tolerate it and not be stressed and like deal with it. You tried to feed a freshly molted spider, which is something beginners are usually taught to avoid because the animal is extremely vulnerable at that stage. Well, no kidding. Whenever I'm feeding a freshly molted spider, it's literally like this, like Helena. She molted like a week or two ago. It's when their fangs have gone from white to red to black. Once their fangs are darkened is when I attempt a feeding. So if I'm saying, oh, I'm feeding the spider who just molted, I don't mean that day. And maybe there's like a translation error here. Like maybe they're just misunderstanding. I've seen some of your videos where you ordered spiders online and had them shipped to you for your unboxing videos. That's generally discouraged since shipping is highly stressful for the animal. The recommended practice is to purchase them in person from a local source and transport them directly to minimize stress. How do you think spiders get around the world? How do you think that person you're buying spiders from got them? You think somebody who breeds a Lazadora parabana and has hundreds and hundreds of babies is gonna just sell them locally? That's just not how it works. It's not how it works. And shipping is not necessarily stressful if you do it correctly. It's actually very safe putting them in a dark padded area. We do overnight only, so it's not even a full 24 hours most of the time. Usually whenever they're coming from like a vendor, they're going out at like 3, 4, 5 p.m. and then they're at the FedEx literally the very next morning by 8 a.m. So it's not even a full 24 hours that they are in a padded vial or box. As long as you're doing it correctly, it's fine. And again, in the US, it's not as stressful as like a long import from overseas. You are watering them incorrectly. You should have a spray bottle to maintain humidity, not just pour water into a dish. I do both. And I do tend to keep a water dish with them. I regularly like mist her enclosure down too. I do a full dish and I overflow the dish to get the substrate damp. And then I go through and I mist my spiders between doing that. That's how I've always done it. I think I made an entire video about how I water my tarantulas and why I do it this way. And this is just what works for me. And you can do whatever works for you, but this is what works for me. So I'm just gonna keep doing this and you can do something else if you want. You also don't gut load your crickets beforehand. Your crickets look as if you just bought them. You should let them rest and feed them first before throwing them in. Yeah, I should do that. You're right about that. In the video of the dead of your Pikachu spider, so my Grammostola pulchripes Pikachu, you don't know why it died. Your terrarium looks dry AF. That would be the first thing I assume. I even said in that video that I had been helicopter parenting her for like months. She had a water dish full of water. She had been misted like several times. She was eating. She had been fed recently. So you're just assuming things. It's a strong assumption that a pulchripes that typically lives 10 to 15 years is already 20 years old just because it's big. The rarest spiders pass age 25. I got this spider in 2017 already huge. Like she was already the biggest Grammostola pulchripes I've ever seen. Like she was already huge. That was like almost 10 years ago. And there's no way that a spider, I'm sorry, Grammostola pulchripes grow extremely slow. There is no way that she was only a couple years old at the size she was at. And also I knew who I bought her from and they had her for a long time as well. So again, like, Also, the idea it died in a sitting position while molting is wild. If that were the case, she would have been flipped over. No! I've had so many tarantulas molt right side up. I've made content about it. I've had it happen. Even my Aphonopelma chalcodes Lilith, she just molted upright. Like, she just did it. It does happen. There is more of a risk. It doesn't always go as well. But yes, tarantulas will molt upright. It does happen. So that's not, I mean, Google it. And the stuff about dying while producing eggs is basically just made up. You can't draw conclusions from jumping spiders to tarantulas. You can't. And I said that in the video, but she should have at that point been laying eggs any day now. And she hadn't. Instead, I found her upright and dead without any warning, without any slowing down. Like she had been eating and everything regularly. So it was just a very suspicious death, because normally when I have like an older female tarantula, there are signs that they're slowing down. There's signs that something is wrong with them long before they pass away. There was none for her. Overall, I'm honestly quite shocked again on how successful some people become while showcasing animals on ways that seem more focused on content and exposure than proper care and understanding of the animal's needs. Like me existing and filming it, like you do not have to participate. Nobody's making you watch my content. I have to accept that not every country has the same level of excellent education and information available, with a lot of literature to read and many scientists working on the subject. For whatever reason, that kind of knowledge doesn't really seem to spread out of Germany. My favorite book, and my other favorite, check out this book. Oh, I can't read, so I always appreciate the ones with pictures. In my country, I can confidently say that not only you, but at least the 10 biggest English-speaking tarantula channels on YouTube would have already had at least 5 to 10 major controversies over the things you are doing. People who think they are getting good advice, this kind of content, are genuinely being misled. This also applies to this people you had as guests on this channel, Tarantula Collective, and this Dan dude, and I don't even speak about the poor spiders. Is it because I'm American, or is it because I'm a woman? Which is it? Both. They have been coming at me for a while. Like they have left some comments. Let's see, that was like the longest one. This one says, don't feed mice to spiders, and spiders do not have depressions. Shows that this woman does not understand what TF she is talking about. She is, like all your spiders, stressed out because their enclosure is too small. Enclosures are too small, okay? Like, yeah, there's a sling in here. This is appropriate. This is a good size. Teeny tiny L Nigerian mom in there. This one's my favorite. Stop making people afraid of tarantulas. So unnecessary. There is still no tarantula that can kill a human being except they are allergic. Poecilotheria is one of the 3 or 5 spiders whose venom is a bit more aggressive, and it gives you nausea, headache, and dizziness for a few days. I know because I got bitten by a regalis. That's kind of hard to do. So what'd you do there? I also got bitten by a Moranus red and a Crashayi once. Those were not as bad. Why are you getting bit by spiders? I've been doing this a decade and no tarantula bites to report. But all 3 did hurt as shh. P.S. Your spiders are nearly as beautiful as you are. Cool tattoos. If they comment on this, they're restricted, so I'm not gonna see it and you're not gonna see it. And they can type as much as they want. It's just gonna go to a folder I don't even see. Like I won't even see it. So if you're already like having a bad day and then you open up your phone and you see paragraphs just like going off on you, criticizing every little thing you do, when I put like my everything into my content, my animals, I mean, this is all an extension of me. What I put into these enclosures, how I create their little habitats, even my merch, like my plushies, which by the way, she made goal. Thank you guys so much. She's still available for pre-order, so only a couple more weeks if you want to grab her. Go to tarantulakat.com. But I mean, I put so much into like everything I do. I am like a creator online, and it's like what I think about pretty much 24/7. Like every day I'm thinking about what animals need for the day and what I'm working on next. Please don't feel that this like overshadows all of the love that I get. I see it and it is so appreciated, and like I can't express, like it almost makes me uncomfortable sometimes because the amount of love that I get, it's almost like it makes me out to be this like perfect person, which I'm not, and I've never like, I don't want to be portrayed as that, you know, like I'm not perfect and things can always improve, and I am always growing, and I mean, look at my first videos to now, everything has changed. I don't feel like I'll ever feel satisfied with like 100% because I always am going to want to push myself and do better and do more. And I do get burnt out. And I know you guys probably sometimes can feel it too, and I'm sorry. I don't know, at this point I'm just rambling, but I wanted to respond to that because I don't know if this person is like really like representing of like Germany. I do have some German viewers that I talk to. Seb is one of my like oldest viewers that I've had for like ever. OMG, this is a clear case of Fremdschämen, which means to feel embarrassment for the action of others. Fremdschämen, my friend. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it at this. Like this video if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're not, and you want to be, don't forget I have an Instagram that I use probably way too much. It's at Tarantula.Kat. You can go follow me there. I also have a website, tarantulakat.com. Go check it out. I will see you guys soon. Let's get into the members picks.